Good morning to all traders and welcome to this week's Market Insights video. Today is Monday. I hope you've all had a nice Christmas weekend, good family with the family in these times. Actually, it's well needed. We've had some very good news over the weekend that now Trump has actually signed off the stimulus bill, the coronavirus relief package in the US. And that seems to be offering some opportunities in risk assets. However, behind this signature, there is a lot of detail that we need to take into account, right? As you well know, Trump was under pressure over the past few days from both, the Democrats and the Republicans as well, because he was holding back payments for unemployed people. Now, it seems though, and after we received some polls from Georgia, as you know, just let me make a parenthesis here. On the 5th of January, there's going to be a second vote in Georgia, as none of the four contestants back in the elections actually was able to win 50% of the votes. That is actually state law in Georgia. So that means now the two closest to the 50% are going to contest again on January 5th. Now, there is some polls that they are suggesting that Republicans are going to lose, and they're going to lose the House. So obviously, Trump holding off this relief package would mean that the Republicans will really probably, affect the election in Georgia. So there was high risk there for the Trump rather than anything else. So it is indeed a political motivated reason rather than anything else, right? So keep that in mind. We still have the 5th of January Georgia vote to take into account. Now, on the other hand, we've got the UK deal being signed as well. Now is actually going through European countries to be signed upon as well, to be approved. Do not forget that things looked a little bit rosy when that happened around Christmas. Probably was just a cheerful event around Christmas as well. But do not forget that the deal is not as good as people had expected for the financial services, actually. And the fears of even Ireland or as well as Scotland deciding going down the line to disassociate themselves from the kingdom is very possible. So the risks on the pound then remain in the long term high, in my opinion, but in the short term we might be looking for some upside. So I'm going to have a quick look on the US index today, the S&P, as well as the FTSE. We called this last week the 89.76. We're expecting a correction to the upside, and we call this a wave 4, if not mistaken. However, with this triangular formation now taking place, wave 4 is becoming a triangle over here, right? And wave 2 is just a sharp move on the upside. Now, the rule of alternation is considered done here, but we have an ABC over here and a triangle in wave 4. Okay, so the question is, are we really done with wave 4, or are we going to see perhaps an A, B, and a C over here? It's very possible because we see more upside signals on the MACD on the RSI as well, right? So it could be a case where we're going to see prices just not crossing below the previous low and just bouncing off over here, going up to 91 or so, and then continuing lower down for wave 5 of 3. The other scenario is that, well, this is just indeed the 4, right? It's just the a very short correction over here, and still this is the rule of alternation being respected, although it's a rare scenario that this is the case because triangles usually are the ones who are the longer sideways markets. But in either way, I'm looking for a break of the 89.73, taking us down to the 88.36. Okay, and this is where I will be looking for an actual medium-term upside move for wave 4 that is going to be continued by wave 5, where also this bearish sequence is going to end. Now, S&P is moving exactly as we expected. We've had actually identified this as an ABC over here. We thought wave B was down here last week. Well, it seems that we haven't really broken much higher above with this false break at the 3700s. 3710, taking out the 61.8 Fibonacci extension of waves 3 and 4 over here, and this is now what it actually marked wave B, right? So I would be looking at the harder Fibonacci extension next of waves 3 and 4, because it's also the 161.8 Fibonacci of waves 1 and 2 over here, right? So this is making a very good cluster at 4K. Now, with wave D looking like it's done, I'll be expecting prices to move higher in a 5-wave impulse or an ending diagonal or so. But since we've got signals on the MACD and on the RSI to the downside, yeah, I wouldn't also be surprised if we get a deeper wave B. Okay, it looks like a triangle indeed over here, but it could be a case where we've got A, B, and a C. Yeah, a W, and then we're going to get an X, and then we're going to get a Y, right? So I will be looking for a further upside, but I stop at around 38.47. If that happens, this will be a W, and then we are going to expect wave X to come through, and that's going to take us probably down to the 34K or so, but not below the previous low, yeah? And then we're going to see the last move on the upside. This is only the scenario because I'm really looking at these two signals on the RSI MACD to offer some short opportunity on the downside. Now on FTSE, we're expecting actually this to offer us a bounce and a continuation to the upside. With this wave 3 being done, yeah, we missed over this move over here, right? Which is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, which means what? With that being 3, I'm expecting wave 5 to end around the 67.80, perhaps even higher to the 7K, right? A very good psychological level. Now, I'm not sure I like this wave 4. This looks more corrective than it does impulsive, unless if it is a leading diagonal. If it's not, and that's most likely the case, then this is like a W, X, and Y, right? And we're going to see more downside over here. And I want to see the 62.30 or so taken, okay? A double bottom over here, and then move all the way up to take out to finish wave 4, and from there start looking for price to move lower, right? Now on the MACD and on the RSI, we do indeed see some signals that are actually indicating more upside. But as I said before, because I'm not really liking this correction over here, I think this is simply a short-term upside, as we currently see from down here on the RSI and MACD. Yeah, and as you can also see here, you know, another upside a little bit higher would really give us a very nice bearish divergence signal over here, hidden divergence. Yeah, which means the scenario for another downside wave over here to have a deeper move down in wave 4 is very possible.